this video, let us discuss about the structure of monocot seed. Maize grain is the typical example of monocot seed. It is oval in shape and flattened. It consists of the following parts: embryo, endosperm, seed coat, aleurone layer, scutellum, coleoptile, and coleorhiza. The lower triangular portion is the embryo and the upper portion is the endosperm. Usually the monocots have only one cotyledon or seed leaf inside the seed coat, and it is very thin leaf. Why? Because the endosperm to feed the new plant is not present inside the seed leaf. It is present separately. The upper portion of the monocot seed endosperm is filled with reserve food material. The inner starchy endosperm is made up of starch and a few lipid cells. The endosperm and the embryo is separated by a thin epithelial layer called aleurone layer. So this layer is fused with the seed coat and the fruit wall, and it is also rich in protein. As we have discussed earlier, the embryo is seen below the endosperm. It is made up of only one cotyledon, and the cotyledon in monocot seed is called by the name scutellum. It consists of embryo axis, plumule, and radicle. Scutellum has special cells which secrete digestive enzymes to digest and absorb the nutrients in the endosperm. It provides nourishment for the developing embryo. As we have already discussed, inside the scutellum, embryo axis, radicle, and plumule is present. The radicle in the scutellum is surrounded by a protective sheath called coleorhiza, and the plumule is also protected by a covering sheath called coleoptile. So, this is the basic difference between monocot and dicot seeds. Now, let us discuss about the germination process. So, germination is the development of a plant from a seed under specific environmental conditions. The definition of seed germination. It is the process in which dormant embryo of seed resumes metabolic activities and grows to produce a seedling. The process of seed germination is as follows. First, the seed is soaked in water. The seed takes up water and the seed coat becomes soft and it starts to burst. The radicle elongates first and it forms the primary root. Then the root hairs makes their appearances. The plumule emerges after the radicle. Leaves appear before the food reserves get exhausted, so that the small plant can start preparing their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Few conditions are necessary for the germination process to happen. They are water, suitable temperature, and air. Water is needed for two main reasons. First one, the water is needed to rupture the seed coat, and second, it is necessary for the chemical reactions, and it is also needed for the enzymes to act upon the food stored in the cotyledons. Optimum temperature is needed for the germination process to happen. It is 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. If it is very low temperature, then the growth of the embryo is inhibited. If it is a very high temperature, the delicate tissues may be destroyed. And one more thing, the seeds of tropical need a higher temperature for germination compared to temperate regions. Oxygen from the air is needed for respiration. During germination, rapid cell division and cell growth will take place. For that, energy is required. So Energy is available only by the oxidation of food. There are two different types of germination, hypogeal and epigeal. Let us discuss about these two different types of germination in the next